Welcome back to the Make Arma Not War podcast. In this episode, Natasha and Niles are joined by Chewie and Ceb.Cin, two longtime Arma Community legends, to discuss playing Arma in a unit, terrain building and Workbench, their new Norwegian Forces mod, and more. We hope you enjoy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Make Arma Not War podcast. We're here with some very special guests. We're going to be talking about Arma, as always, modding and things like that. But my name is Nillers, or Niles, as most people know me. I'm the Arma Community Manager. We have with us Natasha, if you want to give yourself a shout.
Hi, I'm Natasha, executive producer of Arma franchise. And we are here with two wonderful guests. If you gentlemen could introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Chewie. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Well, I'm Ceb, also known as Ceb.Cin. I'm an Arma 3 community member and a Void player. Yeah.
That too for me.
That's good for you. And yeah. So I guess tell us a little about your background and like how did you you're an Arma player. So how'd you get started in Arma?
Way back in Arma 2, sort of towards the end of Arma 2, when the Daisy mod started to come out, I got a real big interest in Arma as a franchise. I didn't have a good enough PC to play it, so mainly just watching. And then I got a PC that was able to run it, and so I went full send on it, and I've been playing it ever since.
Short story, I was introduced to it while deployed in the military. We were actually running missions on it. And when I quit the military, a friend got me into this Arma, that was Arma 2, Operation Arrowhead, and he invited me to this mill sim thing, and I tried it out, and I've been playing Arma ever since.
Yeah. How many hours total? Yeah.
Oh, I think you've got more than me.
No, I wouldn't say that. 4,000 or 5,000.
Okay, it's a good start.
Yeah, but that's not Arma 2 though. So I got a head start there.
I'm at like 3,500 for Arma 3.
Yeah,
That's just Arma 3 though.
we got rookie numbers.
Hey, a workbench doesn't count there for sure.
Yeah, nearly 2,000 in that though.
I'm climbing 700 hours Workbench now. More than the base game, I shouldn't say that. By far. Yeah.
How did you guys get into actual modding and cinematography?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to take the cinematography one?
The cinematography? I started that out because I played Arma. It was I just had a child, my son, and I had to be a lot offline. So I found out the Arma 3 had an editor, and I started playing around with the editor. And for some reason, I just wanted to make a video of like a time lapse of the stars on Stratus. And I made that, like the sky going crazy fast over there. And I posted that on YouTube. And all of a sudden, Arma platform reposted it or put it in it was called Sitrep at the time. Now it's like a Comrade. But it's called Sitrep then. And that really got me hyped up. Like that was the coolest thing ever. Like,
Was that like the first like cinematic kind of thing?
That was the first video I actually did on Arma, was that time-lapse thing. And since that caught on, I kept doing like the cinematic thing. I tried making a machinima after that, and I kept doing machinimas for a while.
As we say here, Arma Cinema.
Arma Cinema, yeah. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I did those while also playing a lot of mill sim. You could call it like casual playing every Saturday. Yeah.
And you still do a lot of tutorials and things like that.
Yeah, that's right. I'm actually doing for the Workbench now, trying to get people introduced to how you can make machinima in the Workbench.
Yeah. Was the just like, so you made obviously your first videos that you got piped from sharing. Was that part of was that what inspired you to keep going with the YouTube stuff?
Honestly, it was getting that like and repost from the Arma platform thing got me actually really hyped. It was a good feeling. Like, okay, what I'm doing is actually people like it. If they think it's cool, maybe I'll make another one and another one. And then I noticed there was a lack of like tutorials on how to make them, and I was spending a lot of time in the Arma 3 editor trying to figure this out. So I made my own. most of all, it was for myself, so I could watch my own video. How did I do this again? So yeah, so if you want to do keyframe animation, I'm going to my own video every time to remember how did I do this again. But I wanted to make tutorials for others so they can make cool stuff in Arma. Yeah.
Shout out to you. You're one of the reasons why I joined Bohemia at some point.
Is it
Yeah, you're
true?
absolutely. Yeah. You are my hero because when I was about to join, I was like, okay, well, like military simulation, a bit intimidating. I didn't know anything back then. And I come from art background. And then I found your videos and I was like, actually, there might be a connection. And I understood something about Arma through your videos that I couldn't understand before. Because at first I watched, some Twitch streams, etc. And it was all overwhelming. And then I tried playing it and all the UI just crashed my brain. I was like, okay, maybe it's not for me. And then I found your videos and I was like, no, you know what? This is awesome.
That is incredible.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
No, that's a big compliment. Thank you. So now she's like in charge and stuff.
Yeah, so your community blame this guy.
So yeah, like now that's thank you so much. That's a big compliment. Yeah, I still do them, not as often because like modding takes up a lot of time now. We got introduced to that, and it slowly took over our lives.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Money.
So we're making. You guys do a mod. You
no, it's you started.
Okay, so we're making the mod is Normod, so it's a mod for Norwegian Armed Forces. So it comes with like all the modern gear, and we've got some vehicles planned.
Planned, yeah.
Planned. And also we're releasing a massive terrain to go along with it, which is what I'm working on. And it literally is taking up my whole life.
and that isn't your first terrain, obviously.
No. This is my second. Yeah. So I made Worthy Islands as well.
That's the best terrain so far.
I get massive. I feel like I get imposter syndrome with that. Like people say it's amazing. I'm like, I'm just a guy. Like
I think the funny thing is when we communicate about it, it's like you're always adding more detail after every update. There's like, oh, they added a bit. Okay, I'll just put something else, a little extra. I'll keep going back to it. But yeah, I mean, tell it like so. I know Where the Islands or Enfusion was like kind of your first taste into modding in the Arma series. What made you start with that? And like, why not Arma 3 since you played it for so long?
That's a good question. So Arma 3 is very confusing to me. Compared to other sort of game development, like level editors and things like that, it's alien to me. It's so not industry standard. But that's where Enfusion really grabbed me because I could understand what I was doing, and I thought I could really make something with it.
I mean, yeah, like I said, many people obviously play it and enjoy it. I mean, yeah. So the part of your journey to get to Enfusion with it in Normand, as you said, was there any like thing that you wanted to go into with your vision of Where the Islands? Like, did you just like start just playing around or did you have something?
Pretty much, it was just starting out. I was just playing around with it. I wanted to see firstly what the engine was capable of, and secondly, I wanted to make something small and fun that people could play on, and just to see what it was all about.
And the Worthy Islands is such a fun terrain to explore. It feels like you had so much fun making it. It's like an Easter egg kind of thing.
I had.
Oh my god! And he did this and he did this.
I'm having so much fun still. It's still in development, I guess.
It's like renovations of your house, right? You can only forcefully end it.
Never gonna finish. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun working on it, and I'm really excited to be working on the terrain for Normod as well, which should be released in a couple of months.
Hopefully, yeah, the first alpha version at least is going to be based on Norwegian terrain, like far north. It's still early, but we are getting there. I personally think it's beautiful. It's always weird to see a terrain that's based on where you're from, so you can recognize certain key elements and.
So always I've been there, yeah?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Well, every time we do a play test, we always end up trying to find you guys' houses but the rest of the team, they're all from Lofoten.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, this is so and so's house, right up this road, and we'll drive there in game and see everyone's houses.
Yeah, we're gonna have plenty of Easter eggs at least, because we're mostly a Norwegian team, but Chewie is
I'm
such
the only English guy.
yeah, but you're such an excellent terrain maker and a great friend, I would say.
Honorary.
Honorary, yes. Honorary Norwegian. Yeah. So what's your experience? Obviously, like I said, Worthy Islands being your first map and kind of getting the Enfusion. What, like, how hard of a transition was there? You said it was more industry standard for kind of Enfusion.
Yeah.
But like, how easy was it for you to kind of pick up and get into it?
It was quite easy, to be honest, but I'd say I've got a lot of experience with that sort of thing. I think probably for a very first time user, it might be a bit more complicated, but it's very intuitive using the Fusion. Everything's laid out in a way that is, quite easy to understand. And there's enough documentation now that you can pretty much, figure out whatever you need to figure out with it.
Say now.
Yeah, I say now.
Is there anything that you, looking back, who kind of like you would have told yourself if you were going to try to save some time or something, like maybe something that somebody else might be able to learn from your past?
Save more often.
Yeah.
I've lost a couple of weeks' work just through not doing that, but now I keep constant backups, which is what everyone should be doing.
Yeah, I feel like that's a motto here as well. Yeah, like, save or you finish it.
Absolutely, all the time, obsessively. Why terrain making? Like, how did it happen to you?
I've always been a fan of games with level editors in it, and so I think from most of my gaming time, I've always spent time doing that sort of thing as well, like making maps. But I think one of the ones I remember most is like Time Splitters 2, way back on the PS2. That had a great level editor on it, and I'd spend more time in that than playing the actual game. And I think that's just carried on. Any game with a level editor, I'm like, oh, I've got to check it out and see and make something. But yeah, I travel quite a lot as well, so I like incorporating things from reference as well. So I'm sure once I get back from Prague, I'm going to be super inspired to do something else. Like I do a lot from reference, which is quite cool. I'm just looking out the window of Prague.
Yeah. And so have you touched any other aspects, like obviously the cinematic side of things? Is there any now with Normod, have you touched any of the other aspects like textures or any other?
Yeah, I've tried my hand, like a first time modder, you can say, trying the weapon creation aspect, been trying texturing. I started out with just texturing the base uniform. It didn't do great, but it was a start. Just trying stuff out, like Chewie said, it's actually a very good now documentation on how you can get started, how you can move into more complex stuff. You have like the basic tutorial and more complex stuff after. I still mostly focus on the aspect of Workbench that is the cinematic timeline. That's like where I live mostly. But I do my fair share to help out with getting the mod up and going. I gotta shout out the other guys that does modeling and work in Blender and other programs that like they drag it into Enfusion. It looks great. So yeah, I'm like a first time kind of modder. Just started. Got good help though.
Good team.
Good team, yeah.
How did you guys assemble the team, actually? Like, how does your modern unit function?
Oh, I reached out to a fellow Norwegian called Valka. I saw he was doing something called Project Norway. In the back of my mind, I always wanted to make my own mod. Like it's been on the table for a long time. That's something, it's the Arma bucket list, right? You gotta try for some of these, yeah. And it was on my mind, and I saw he started something called Project Norway. And I contacted him. It was like, hey, you want to work together? I'm more of like, I can organize things. I'm more of a project lead kind of guy, get people in on the project. That's how it sort of started. So we have one that's doing like the main modeling. I'm pulling strings. Got Chewie on board. We knew each other from before, so I asked him if he was okay with it. And that's how the ball kind of rolled. I assume that's how it usually goes for a lot of people. Like they they have an idea and they want to just execute on that. So that's how it started. And now we're fully in it, you can say. Yeah, trying to see the vision.
Do you guys play together as well, or is like the modding group and the playing group are different people?
We play together. Yeah, we play together through Void, which we touched upon earlier. Every weekend, or if we can, every weekend. So we've known each other for some time through that. So there's a lot of playing, but that's mostly Arma 3. We haven't moved over to like weekly or Reforger sessions quite yet.
Tell me maybe more about Void, because we didn't actually go into this.
It's fairly milsim, but not like totally milsim. It's enough that everyone has to work together to get towards the objective. There's a little bit of messing around, but not enough that it would like totally derail a session. Everyone's just there to have a good time.
So jokes are flying around as often as bullets?
Yeah. Well, we like to joke around. It's I would say it's fairly casual, but we have like rules we follow just to keep it organized in a good way. The missions are varied, very varied. We do all kinds of stuff. We don't have the biggest mod list. We keep it pretty in-house, or not in-house, but a few select ones, and we just play from that. And we have a good time.
We did a cool helicopter mission last week. Everyone was in helicopters just blowing stuff up.
Nice.
I feel like it's a kind of a interview, a test of like of the group. As the founder of Void, it's always good hearing the different players' perspectives and people. But yeah, as I always say, we're community first, and it's just great meeting people, in my community as like a whole of the Arma. Whatever background you come from, obviously from different parts of the world. But yeah, we're always doing a variety of different things. Occasionally once in a while we'll throw in, like a Reforger session just for funds and things like that. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of a time until we get where Enfusion is really at the peak of what it can be, and the real maturity, and yeah, it's come a long way for sure.
Do you run a persistent campaign or just individual little stories?
No, so usually it's a variety of like usually 2 to 5 missions in a session. So it can be one mission. It can be we are U.S. soldiers in quote unquote Vietnam or whatever, versus the next one we are role playing as cops, basically stopping bad guys in the street, or next we are protecting the president in the streets of Malden, whatever it may be. It's always something different, and that's kind of what my original thing is. Just keep it fresh, variety, creativity, and trying to go about doing it that way.
Who is the driving force, like behind the creative process? Who comes up with new missions in your group? Is it like one person, or is it like responsibility?
We've got a few mission makers, and Niles has made a bunch. We've got Mackerel and Scofa, and Solsky as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a small like mission maker team basically.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, lots of volunteer. The whole thing is obviously a volunteer effort. There's no one forced, but I think for me personally, it's a lot of inspiration to keep me on. It's even when we go to official like game sessions for Arma brand, or for Forger, or for anything else that we're doing. Just kind of keeps my creative outlet for that. So.
What would you recommend to like a new person who wants to start a community? Like, how would you go about it? How would you find such amazing people to their community?
I think create a concept of what you want, the type of people you want to be surrounded by, right? Create a vision for what do you want to do? Like, so everyone in the Arma community has a different idea of what they want to play, or what they style they want to do. I always believe in the vision of having fun with the idea of kind of semi-realistic aspects of that. So whether it's, like I said, whether it's we're a variety of different missions or different whatever we're doing, we still try to keep some realistic offensive tactics and things like that. But at the end of the day, after we're done with session, we're still all hanging out, having good chats, meeting up in Prague, whatever it may be. And yeah, that's the core of it. Is just I would recommend find the type of group you want to be around, like with other people.
How would you guys recommend to the community to find somebody cool like Neilers?
Just speak to Nillers.
Yeah, join up. Yeah.
Yeah, join the void.
No pressure. Your email is gonna.
Yeah. No, this is not intended as an ad. No.
But
no.
like in the comments.
No. Yeah, I think. With that idea in mind about like creativity coming, finding people in the community. There is plenty of outlets. We have the Arma Discord. We have, just overall, there's so many places on social media that people reach out to each other as well. But yeah, I think even if it's not just playing, modding, as we've already talked about, is another great avenue for people to, like you said, connect. And whether it's, hey, I know another Norwegian who's making a Norwegian mod, it's a great way to reach out. So
Fair enough. And then how do you guys put up with him?
Oh, he has to put up with us.
yeah.
How do you put up with them?
Take a deep breath.
No, it's good. It's good. We're all, it's all.
This is fine.
As I always say, if I didn't want them around, they wouldn't be around. So no, it's a good time. Yeah.
Alright, so no practical advice.
Like they can off camera, they can say what they want. Okay,
Fair enough.
kidding.
So, but if I would join Void, would it be like 2 mil sim for me or not enough? How do?
Like I said, we try to keep the balance between realistic tactics. We don't go into some extremes of milsim where some groups might have saying yes sir, no sir, ranks of lieutenants and things like
Sir,
that.
ma'am, sir.
Yeah. None of that. It is we keep it pretty bare bones, in terms of the keeping enough structure to play without going too far, without too serious, I would say. Like I said, we're there to have fun. So, but they might have other thoughts on that.
No, we're definitely there to have fun.
I think a few of us have tried different groups in the past, and we've all been through like the serious group. We've been in less serious groups. I think everyone has been in a group in different, and we've landed here, and this is the perfect blend of serious and fun.
Yeah, I've had my share of let's say groups that I should not have spent my time, but it's a learning. They all have their preferences, and I don't just I'm not gonna say that's wrong or right, but didn't fit, and that's ultimately where we got with like the Void. My belief in how things should kind of like like don't go too far with the serious stuff, or don't go too lax, because that can be a bad thing as well. But like I said, that's a nice thing about Arma, is that it's whatever you want to do. If you just want to go go out and hunt some goats or something, you can do that, I guess. But it's the flexibility of the Arma community.
Speaking of goats, what's the goat terrain for you? I don't know how to actually spell this. Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. GOAT.
It's a tough question. There's so many good ones.
I guess little free.
Top 3.
And
In no
say it wrong, I will be offended forever.
in no particular order. Altis,
Uh-huh.
Chinaris,
Uh-huh.
and actually we like everyone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
OG.
Oh, gee. I gotta say Vidda by Blood. Yeah, that's a good one. Also biased again. Yeah, I gotta say Morton. And I'm gonna say Altis for me.
Why? Both.
That was coming. Yeah.
I'm so predictable.
Well, yeah. If I say Vidda, it's because it's familiar. It's a snowy terrain. There's not a lot of those. it's really well made. If you're familiar with Blood Club, I don't know how to pronounce it, but he makes really good terrains. And for Molten, it's just the nostalgia. It has different versions. And the latest Arma 3 version is like my default when I boot up the editor. I go there and I go to the airport and I start doing stuff. And Altis is probably because of the sheer size of it. When I first, because in Arma 3 you started with Stratus, right? And then you made your way to Altis. And when I realized how huge that map was, it's stuck in my mind. So that's one of my favorites.
I think Genaris for me, just because that's how I was introduced to Arma. I think that's the only reason why it's on my list.
It's like a homelet.
Yeah, it just feels, it's just the thing that introduced me to the series. That map is so cool and there's just so much to do on it. But yeah, the size of Altis as well blew me away when I first saw it.
That was a big moment. I think we all know churners from the back of our pocket. Yeah.
I think if I was to go there in real life, I'd be able to just navigate to anywhere.
Yeah. There definitely have been people in the community who have done that. Literally gone to either whether it's Altis or Limdos in the real life, of, comparing the images of the game versus real life, how kind of scary it is in terms of the reality of what it might look like, and in comparison. So,
Well, there's a lot of great terrains to choose from. So yeah.
And you mentioned that your inspiration for terrains comes from like real life references and experiences. Do you also like take inspiration from some other video games, or is it mostly like imagination?
It's mostly a mix of reference from places I've been to and imagination. I don't really, because I feel like it would almost feel like copying an idea if I saw it in another video game and then thought, I guess you could reference it, but yeah, most of my stuff comes from up here and traveling.
Well, then it's good that it's not empty up there.
Yet excited.
And where does your inspiration come from? Because your videos, they're like those stories. How do you come up with that? It almost feels like you have some kind of a world that you live in, They kind of, and maybe it's from my perception, but for me, it felt like they have kind of like a meta story almost going.
Oh yeah, like the cinematic universe of Ceb. Yeah. Well, I've tried different things. I did what's it called, First Contact series was based on when Arma 3 Contact came out. I tried doing like sci-fi vibe to it. I tried more like serious special forces thing with the DevGru episodes. Inspiration is just whatever is cool. It's art, it just comes to you. What do I want to make? And I find like the process of trying to create a story from A to B inside of the editor, the challenges you meet is part of the fun. If you want to do editor stuff, be prepared to like trying to figure out problems all of the time.
A lot of trial and error.
Trial and error, that's how you get good at stuff. Yeah.
did you have a videographer experience before that you are just doing this with, or is it kind of a natural project that just kind of, or hobby that came out of it?
I do photography on the side. So
What was first, real photography or in-game photography?
Real photography came first. So I do a little hobby, semi-professional photography on the side. Like just this last week, I did a wedding in beautiful Norway. And it's photos carries over to video. Video is just many photos. So the cinematography side of things, it's just whatever comes to mind, whatever inspires me then. So now with the Workbench being out with dedicated tools, I felt like Arma, the editor we had, they never had dedicated tools for like cinematography or anything like that. You just had to figure it out, which is a fun thing to do. But with the Enfusion engine, you have actual dedicated tools to make videos. So it's gonna bring a lot more people into Arma Cinema, as you can call it. Yeah.
And I know you've already tried making some of those Arma cinemas or like and also some tutorials even.
Yeah.
I think most can find it on your YouTube channel, right? Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, on my YouTube you'll find most of the tutorials and some of the machinimas. I do play some other stuff. There's other stuff there as well, like my favorite mods for Reforger and stuff like that. But mostly I'm focused on tutorials and the machinima side of things. Yeah.
where would you recommend like someone who's trying to do also, cinematography kind of things or like videos, like for resources, where would you recommend people look or go to in terms of would they recommend just playing with it or?
Yeah. The base game has a great tool. You have Game Master and then you have not ArmaVision. Is it called ArmaVision? ArmaVision. That's a great place to start. It actually has a few decent tools you can play around with. So you can play with depth of field, you can have tracking, you can do a lot of stuff with the base game already. You don't have to jump right into the Workbench and become overwhelmed by all of the options. You can just jump into the base game and try your hand at that. If you want to do for Arma 3, you obviously have to go into the editor, maybe download the mod for camera stuff. Everyone knows Gcam. It's a really old cinematography mod. I think it came with Arma 2, but a lot of people know the Gcam mod. If you've seen Wiper 10's videos, it's all Gcam and it looks really good. Yeah. So if you want to do an Arma 3, try that. Download mods for video and just play around with it. Start with an idea and just finish it. If you want to film planes, then put a jet on the editor and just film it. That's just what I did. I started doing that, and then what if I did this? And it became a story, and now I'm here. Yeah, it starts simple. So Arma has great tools already that you can just jump in and try. So you can start with there's a huge like screenshots community in Arma already. A lot of people just do screenshots. That's a great place to start actually. So if you know like ordinary photography, you can try your hat in game.
And I recommend it, get featured in a comrade.
Exactly, and it might be easier also because those soldiers never complain. They pose for you forever. You can play with every little detail as many hours as you want. They're the most compliant models I've ever had in my life. So
And that's the great thing though. There's so many mods for photography as well. You have pose mods, you have like cinematic lighting, you have different things for the terrain to make it more like foggy and stuff like that. There's so many options you can do. So definitely just try some of them.
and what would be your recommendation for beginners who want to try their hand at terrain? Because it sounds so intimidating, like make the entire earth.
Yeah.
How do I become God?
Expect to fail a lot. That's a bit biasy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's never going to go the way you think it's going to go on the first time. Just keep trying and just learn from your mistakes, really. That's kind of how I've done it, really. Just built upon my mistakes. And then eventually you'll just know what you want to do and you can do it.
Fair.
Is there any, like, I guess for both of you, if you had any option for, like, let's say the Workbench or something like that, or any feature that you could just make your life a little bit easier, like, is there something that comes to mind in terms of,
Understanding wife is a one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not downloadable.
Maybe for beginners, I know maybe it's a bad idea, but how like tooltips come up like this is the timeline, this is what it does. It's based on keyframes. Stuff like some simple stuff like that. You have it with Adobe product, like a mini tutorial. So if it's your first time, just if you press a tab, it's like this is this tab, it's just that. But I don't know. That's my best idea. Watch YouTube, find some tutorials, I guess. Yeah.
I actually can't think of any.
he's figured it out.
Yeah.
He's got it all, everything.
In terms of terrain making, there hasn't really been anything that's sort of glared at me saying, "Oh, I need this," or "I wish it was like this." I guess I've just learned how it works and just
No, they need to increase how many splines you can.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, more splines.
More
Oh,
splines.
won't mean anything to you.
Yeah, that's a more internal joke, I guess.
All the devs are like, we understand.
Yeah. Increase the render distance.
Oh, did you hear that so much?
I'll leave you alone.
I'll never. I'll never leave him alone.
Well, I don't know if there's any like others like things we want for beginners, but more documentation is always good. Have it easy to understand for beginners.
There's a lot of documentation for terrain makers. Someone else has already made an amazing guide for terrain making, literally from opening the tools to having a terrain. And I did use that occasionally to, see if I was going in the right direction. Because there are things, if you don't set up a map properly, it just won't work. And that's probably that's been documented now, so that's okay.
One thing I think about is on your map, especially Worthy, there are tons of things that I don't think are documented, which is tunnels. You have a lot of tunnels. You have a lot of like underground, underground portions or things like that. How difficult is it for you? Where is it for you to set that up or work that through? Or did you just kind of trial and error?
It was pretty much trial and error. I was like, I would like to have a tunnel here. How am I going to make that happen? And I just
little hidey holes.
Yeah. You just kind of figure it out.
You have an idea and you need to see it free.
Yeah. That is kind of what I'm like a lot of the time.
Yeah.
How do I make it drip?
Shiny.
Yeah.
That does sound very joyful.
I also want to say the tutorial series that's been going on on your platform has been really helpful. That's not to forget that one. That's been helpful.
Make Arma Not War bootcamps.
Make Arma Not War bootcamps. We've attended a few just to help our mods get a little further. And not everything is like self-explanatory. So having like a video tutorial series and not just read documentation is also helpful.
It's been so helpful that even our developers from other departments are attending each other's workshops. They'll be like, oh my God, I never knew you did it like that. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's a very expansive like a repertoire of like so much things you can do that it's like if you didn't know
Game dev is complex.
Yeah. If you don't know, you don't know. So
Well, I prefer video tutorials. That's why I do them. I don't like reading. But it's if people like if you have a tutorial that's a guide written, that's also great. Some people prefer that. Having a video is what I like.
Yeah. What did you guys learn about yourselves as you were creating your artistic projects? Because like you've been doing it for so long, and it must have been a journey.
I'll let you start.
I don't. What I learned about myself, I need to drink more water. Is definitely. I find when I get in locked in, as it were, I will. That's me.
Focus?
Yeah, hyper focus, and I'll forget to eat and drink. And 8 hours have gone, and like, oh, I've done a whole day's work, and I haven't even had anything to eat.
Oh, it does sound like you're having a lot of fun though.
Yeah, it gets like that sometimes. But just the day goes.
Well, I guess I've learned that I'm pretty stubborn. If I encounter a problem, like I can't get this camera angle to work, I'll sit on that problem for 2-3 days until I finally figure out what's going on. So yeah, keep trying until you get it. That's what I've learned.
And eventually it will work out, I guess.
Eventually it will work out. Sometimes not the way you thought, but it will work out.
can you give us an example of like a horrific experience or like something that you just kept going over hammering on like
Massive pain.
yeah, massive.
Oh yeah, I'll take like keyframing in Arma 3. That is like the least documented thing on planet Earth. And there was one tutorial on it, and it was in German. So I actually sat down and tried to understand what the guy was saying in German, so I could understand the keyframing in Arma. And I think it took me like a month and a half creating like that first camera move that's not like me with a controller. Just it's like hard hard-coded or something, a camera move. And when I understood that, like, I had to make a tutorial immediately.
And how does that compare to like Enfusion now? Like, you know, in terms of like,
much better with it.
in terms of doing the same thing, do you think you can make like
Well, it's two wildly different worlds now. Like for people who makes videos, you want like a camera path, and since Enfusion is it's based on keyframes now. It's the keyframe system from Arma, but it's much more user friendly. You can keyframe everything you want, and that makes controlling the camera, controlling the exposure and focal length, all of those things can be
a
keyframed.
lot more control?
You got a lot more control, and that means creative freedom. You can make cooler videos. We've noticed that the Arma trailers have really been better after those tools. They're so good. Like the last one with when the modding came for the PS4, that trailer is like the best trailer I think I've ever seen.
Pretty fantastic.
It's so good, and the
Massive shout out to Vlade, our cinematics god, who does those incredible things and blows out with
amazing. I think he knows me. I've been bothering him. Poor man. Yeah, but yeah, the tools are wildly different now. So people getting into it now will have a much better experience than we had in Arma 3. And Arma 3 was wildly better than Arma 2 again. You only had the 2D editor there.
All right, I don't know what the Arma 2 editor looks like. I've never seen it.
You never even at the beginning of Arma 3, there was that 2D editor.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
It came, the Eden came later, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is people sometimes forget and are all like what? Like,
Yeah. Try placing a box on top of another box
Yeah.
before the 3D editor.
you load, set the thing,
Set height.
check it,
Yeah.
go back. Yeah,
No, that was something else.
yeah. But what a time we are now.
Yeah, it's evolved a lot.
Yeah.
And I think this is the best time ever you can get into Arma. Because all of the tools are industry standard. It's so much documentation available now. There's so many people online talking about problem solving all of the time, especially now with the Make Arma Not War competition going on. The traffic on how to do stuff is really high.
The Arma Discord has been a huge like resource for that sort of thing.
So if you want to know something,
Someone's probably already asked.
already all asked 1,000 times, and the answer is probably there.
Yeah. I mean, that's one benefit of the Arma community. It's always been a thing that I've enjoyed, is just like the sharing of knowledge is very common. And like, it's like, hey, I saw you do that. Like, can I like reverse engineer that a little bit? Or like, can you explain, how you do that has been really good. So.
Well, that's why I think it's so diverse, why you have so many mods, so many creative outlets in Arma. Yeah. People are sharing a lot and open on how to do stuff. That's one of the good things about Arma.
What's the next big thing for you? What keeps you inspired? Apart from just, of course, your normal, like, how do you see your future in Arma?
Oh, just the next iteration of the editor, the in-game editor. Just what is that gonna be? What?
What are you hoping for?
Oh, what am I
Let's put the pressure on the devs.
What am I gonna? The 3D editor or Eden editor is so great already, but having like the game master tools really integrated to that, so you have a lot more freedom. You can choose assets and stuff like that really quickly. It would be great.
I agree with that one.
Yeah, not having to go into Workbench if you want to make like a simple video. So if you want to promote your mod or whatever, you can just use the editor and not join Workbench. Let Workbench be for people who want to make the grand thing.
Like an advanced ArmaVision.
Yeah, like an advanced ArmaVision. So something along those lines. That's personally what I want to see.
No bias, of course.
No bias.
Sorry, what was the question?
What you want to see in Arma 4 in the editor?
It's a tough question.
It is, because I don't feel like I'm lacking for tools at the minute. I mean, I'm sure there probably is something.
Like a really cool arsenal. Yeah, that would be nice.
Something to make making sat maps easier.
Yeah.
Because at the minute, that's probably the most laborious part of making a map. Because you basically have to hand draw your map to project onto your map. So yeah, I think there's mods already that kind of shorten that process. But if it was more integral, that would be pretty cool. Because it's very, very time consuming, and I'm not looking forward to doing it for Lofoten.
I'm surprised you didn't say something related to nav mesh, because how often you have to.
I've had
How many hours do you spend doing that?
for Worthy or
No, for Lofoten. You told me you had like 8 hours processing.
oh yeah, I was processing the nav mesh for Lofoten took 8 hours, which is kind of give you an idea of how big it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was I saying? Sat maps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to make sat maps a little bit easier.
Okay.
Hmm.
What are you excited about for Arma 4?
Sorry, I can't say anything on this one.
I will neither confirm nor
No, I can't confirm or deny.
negation.
Anything I say will be immediate like confirmation or denial of something. So no, I, as I always say, just we'll let you know when we know.
What a professional answer. Arma's
Yeah.
first.
I've gotten good at this.
You had a couple years to practice.
Yeah. Couple of minutes.
Couple of minutes.
Yeah. Just keep the editor great. We need to have the editor. That's like the number one thing people are asking for, is editing. And if you bring that, everyone will be happy.
I know. Yeah, obviously the big thing that a lot of people talk about is the editor, hacking from Reforger. But it's something we already know that we kind of want to see and the return of, and I know that's it's gonna be one of those things that I think we'll see what happens with Arma 4 and on the future of Arma as a whole and in Reforger. But yeah, it's good. It's an exciting time right now.
We'll be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
I will say that normally we get the question, but when's the next update?
That's right.
And also, when's the next video?
Oh, the next video. Oh, it's probably gonna be the trailer for that thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
So next update for Worthy. So many people have asked for that while I've been away.
There was an update.
Don't matter, no.
Yeah.
PS5 when?
Probably a week or two after I get back. For Worthy, for Normod, Lofoten, whenever Seb's done with this trailer.
Oh, so it's his fault then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm good.
All right.
All the pressure is on the project lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Fair.
We look forward to it.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching. Until the next video. And like we always say, see you on the battlefield.